Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Hello and welcome back to Big Mouth and welcome to my reaction from all the Super Bowl 2020 trailers. I'm not interested in Super Bowl. Super Bowl sucks. American football sucks. I love soccer, English football, right? That's the sport I like. Anyway, we're here to talk about the trailers, and I think the first one is Black Widow. I think it's pretty interesting, though, isn't it, that I've been screaming for a Black Widow movie since Iron Man 2, and Kevin Feige waited all this time after he killed off the character to give us a movie. That just disappoints me, and it doesn't really point to an inclusion and a representation strategy to me. But anyway, let's see what they showed us at the Super Bowl.
You don't know everything about me. The Avengers weren't my first family. At some point, we all have to choose. Becoming what the world wants you to be. And who you are.
If we do that.
Right. I don't even know if that was part of the trailer as well, because I've got this video that shows all the trailers, right? So we're going to do this one by one, and we're going to talk about what we just saw. Yes, so Black Widow, we didn't really see much in that. It was very short. And I must say as well, more and more studios now are not investing in advertising on the Super Bowl. And when we get through all these trailers, we're going to see that it's a bit flat. Now, it used to be exciting, didn't it? But you don't get very much anymore. And this isn't a big year for films, really. I mean, I'm looking forward to Birds of Prey. Everyone's reaction, I've seen the film myself, loved it. Wonder Woman 1984. No Time to Die, which we got a bit of a TV spot on here as well. But it's not as exciting as it used to be. So, look, I think Black Widow is going to be an excellent movie. I'm disappointed it's not R-rated. I'm going to call it now that this isn't actually the flashback movie that we think it is. I think this movie will find a way to revive her in the modern MCU. I don't know how they're going to do this. I don't know if this is actually a flashback movie or actually this is her next adventure. Everyone thinks she's dead. Somehow she's revived and she goes back home. Maybe that's the way it is. Now, I know Kevin Feige's explained it a little bit, but he's been a bit vague, hasn't he? That's my theory. I'm most probably wrong. I think it's a good, pacey little trailer. You see a bit more of her dad, that is, played by David Harbour, who I love. And the stuff with her family, I think this is going to be a personal fight. I hope we learn, you know, she says we don't know much about her. Well, we want to know more about you, Natalia. We want to know more about you, Black Widow. I mean, she's a great superhero. She's a great hero. I think Scarlett's done a great job. One of the first, you know, televised female superheroes in movies. Everybody loves her. I want to see more films. I don't want this to be, let's shut them up and give them a Black Widow movie. I want more and more Black Widow. It looks good. I'm excited for it. But I haven't seen anything there to say, ooh, this is definitely going to be awesome. And we get that a lot from promos of films and TV these days. Sometimes it's just not enough to gauge if you're going to like the film. But I do think I'm going to love this movie. Right, next, it's Fast 9. I'm going to tell you something. I don't know jack about the Fast and the Furious franchise. I haven't seen one film. I've always wanted to. It's got to be one of the most successful franchises ever. Now, obviously, the MCU is top drawer. That's the one making all the money and dominating everyone's attention. But what they've done with this franchise is amazing. And I only know from box office receipts and, you know, trailers and the excitement people get for them. So let's see this Super Bowl trailer for Fast 9.
Everything.
You know, the film, I just
Right. The next one will be Bond, but let's stick with this. So that looks a really fast and pasty trailer, doesn't it? And it looks a lot of fun. Look, I need to get into this franchise because it looks very robust, very exciting, very high octane and adrenaline. Now, I love Gal Gadot because of Wonder Woman. I think she's amazing. And apparently she used to be part of this franchise. And there was a character she was dating in the franchise called Han or something, and he's supposed to have died. And the first trailer to this film actually revealed that he's still alive. So that's pretty exciting for the fans of this franchise. That looks pretty exciting. And as I say, I really do need to get in to this franchise. So next, we've got the latest Bond film, No Time to Die. And here it is.
No.
When a secret finds its way out, only the death of him.
This was your choice.
Right. So basically, nothing new with No Time to Die, apart from what they say. You probably can't see it because this is just a basic YouTube channel using what I've got in my Lenovo tablet, so I haven't got editing software. But basically it says everything changes. Something along this line, they say, it's everything changes in this film, or something what they say when the credits roll up, right? So that worries me. What's going to change? Now listen, we know we have got a woman of colour as the new 007 in this film. Let me be absolutely clear here. Representation and inclusion is great, brilliant. And if this character gets her own set of films, I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to watch the crap out of it, and I hope it's awesome. I want to see that, and I am not against that. But if she's replacing James Bond, if they kill off James Bond and he's being replaced by her, I am not interested. I want to watch James Bond. I like watching James Bond kick ass. If that makes me a toxic male, if that makes me part of toxic masculinity, I am sorry to everyone. But that's what I want. Spin off of other characters as much as you want. Create a big franchise here. Bond should have other allies and stuff, and they should get spin-off movies. And it's great that she's a part of this movie with Dan Craig. That's great. But no one should be replacing James Bond, and I hope that's not happening. I don't think it's going to happen because they're already talking about who they're looking for, what kind of person they're looking for the next James Bond, and that it shouldn't actually be a woman. No, because James Bond's a man. I mean, I suppose James could be burnt up or something, have a sex change, and look totally different. That's feasible, but why would you do it when you can just create new, exciting female characters and bring them in within the franchise? So I'm excited about this movie, and I'm scared of this movie. I'm scared of this movie because Phoebe Waller-Bridge was involved with this film. Now, she's a very talented person. She can only make it better, but I don't want James Bond replaced by anyone, by any character, male or female, alien from another planet. So that looks exciting. Let's continue with the next one, and I think this is Disney Plus's selection of the MCU TV shows they're going to have.
Wanda, welcome home.
There's your residence.
I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
Right, yes. Now, let me be clear here. I have no interest in WandaVision. They're taking these two characters and turning it into a sitcom. Not interested. I would have loved an awesome TV series that was on the level. Now, some people call it imaginative and different. I call it dumb and boring, but I haven't seen it yet. I'll give it a chance. And if it's good, I'll watch it, but not interested in that. But I am interested in the Loki one, and I am interested in the Captain America. I love Bucky, and I'm very excited for that one. Look, what they showed us there isn't very much, but if you're a big MCU fanboy or girl, that's going to get your pulses and your blood pumping, isn't it? So, yeah, pretty exciting. Next, I think it's Top Gun Maverick.
My dad believed in you. I'm not going to make the same mistake. You know what happens to you if you go through with this.
I have everything I need at the court-martial to decide on this charge.
The end is inevitable, man.
So basically, I like that. Is it Goose? Is it Goose's son who still blames Maverick for Goose's death? That's interesting. That's an interesting element of the film. I think this is the sequel nobody needed or nobody wanted. It looks great. Tom Cruise wanted to do it. He wanted to play the character again. It's basically a free pass for Tom because this film's going to make a lot of money. He's not obviously the big draw he was when I was younger and we were younger, but he still puts butts on seats. And the Mission Impossible franchise definitely puts butts on seats. And he's still doing well for a man of his age in this career because basically he's a movie star. And this isn't the generation in the movie industry of movie stars. It's all about the capes. If you're not wearing a cape, you're not going to do very well. That's sad. That's sad because I grew up within a movie industry that had variety. And that was exciting. Field of Dreams, The Untouchables, Superman the movie, the original Star Wars trilogy, Gremlins, Back to the Future. The variety was amazing. Casualties of War, Born on the 4th of July. I could go on. Now it's literally capes, bit of Bond, bit of Star Wars. It's not very, very varied. And that's disappointing. Now, how we can watch these things are amazing in 4K, in Blu-ray, in Dolby Vision and sound. That's beautiful, but we don't have the variety. So I'm pretty excited for Top Gun Maverick, but I wouldn't say, look, this is a dead year for movies this year. It's okay. I'm interested in certain things, but it's not the year. No Star Wars as well. That's pretty sad. Hopefully they do something great in 3 years' time, but there will be Star Wars stuff, of course, on Disney+. Here we go.
Ronnie, what do we got? Some kind of fire? We got units headed out there now.
I don't know why he came all the way up here. He won't survive.
There are people out there. People worth saving.
Really, really excited for A Quiet Place 2. I really like the first film. I think John Krasinski is a man of much, much talent. I love the Jack Ryan series he's involved in. I'm happy that the first film was successful for him. He's really focusing on directing this film rather than being in this film. I don't know if his character shows up in a flashback or something. So definitely very, very excited for this movie. I've just seen the next trailer, and I didn't know about this. I did no prep for this video. I never do prep for my videos, by the way. But this one's kind of interesting because they've actually done another Minions, and this one's called The Rise of Gru. I love Gru. So I love Despicable Me. I love the Minions, and look, I want us to watch this together. A lot of people are getting tired of this franchise, but I love it.
Get ready for action. Bad guys, snacks, more bad guys, tiny whiteys, explosions, jet fights, knives, nunchucks, auto freezes, chest hair, yoga, pilots, a pet rock, Tupperware, kung fu. Get ready for the Minions.
Well, what do you think about that then? I thought that was pretty awesome. That looks like fun. So this is a really young Gru we've never seen before. Maybe he's 12, 13. Maybe he's a bit older. It looks like an interesting concept. I don't know if they're going to make any more Despicable Me movies as Gru being Gru and with the kids. I hope they do, but it looks like they're sticking. Obviously, the Minions did okay, but probably the Minions with Gru is going to be more fun and more interesting. Look, I hope it makes money for them, but obviously they're trying to squeeze every dollar they can out of this franchise. No, did you know that they've done a SpongeBob movie? I'm so focused on the DCEU, Doctor Who, Star Wars, I don't know what's going on. Let's check this out because I love SpongeBob. I love animation, especially on a cold night. Cup of hot chocolate, it's awesome.
The commercials in this game are really expensive, SpongeBob.
It's just a free game.
You get 26 seconds to tell me everything in this movie.
Thanks. There's got cars, flashbacks, Snoop Dogg, robots, a wild stage, churros. The only thing missing is Gary.
Let's go, boy, now.
I smell a road trip.
That could be my breath.
The SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run.
Ooh, that was money well spent.
Wow, wow, wow. SpongeBob on the Run. And Keanu's there. Well, Keanu's everywhere. Did anyone think when Keanu went quiet that he'd come back with John Wick and he'd be everywhere? Another Matrix. Who knows? Apparently, he could be involved within the DCEU or the MCU as well. And they're talking about Star Wars. This guy is what? Late 50s or whatever he is now. He's having a great career. One of the nice guys as well. He's not all over Twitter and social media taking selfies. But yeah, I like him. But yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing it. We haven't had a SpongeBob movie for years as well. Not going to make big money, but it's not all about the box office. It's about consumer enjoyment. When are we going to get that? Coming up now is the Sonic Super Bowl trailer. Now, at the start, it's nothing to do with it if you haven't seen it already. So keep patient and watch this. I'm actually so respectful of these guys that made this film. They took the criticism on. They gave us a better looking Sonic, and I really want to see this movie. I really do.
When it comes to speed, there's only one name. I've studied the best spin moves. His, legendary.
Maverick's the fastest in the world. He makes us all look slow.
I'm wild, but he's on another level. That dude, he knows it's all about the rings. When he turns on the burners, good luck. He's just a blur out there. What's this for again?
What's this for again?
What's this for again? What's this for again?
Great question. I have no idea. But please, McCaffrey, go on about how amazing I am.
What am I doing?
You're mine, Hedgehog!
Now that's what I call a good cop, bad cop. There's no hope.
This is going to be freaking amazing. I love Chin Carrey. And like Keanu, he's back in the game again, doing what he's good at, playing these comedic roles, playing this villain, really excited. I love playing Sonic. I still play Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm really excited about this movie, and I do hope this movie makes money. It's fun, isn't it? It's these days we seem to take sides. I want this to make money. I want that to do well. Some things we actually want to fail, which is pretty bad, really. But big Sonic fan, looking forward to that one. Next, we're going to see the Super Bowl trailer for Mulan. Now, Mulan ticks all the boxes for what Disney want to do, which is inclusion and representation, especially of strong young women. I've seen a couple of trailers of these. I haven't seen this fully yet. I'm really excited for this movie. This looks great. It doesn't seem to be a trigger to wind everyone up like some female-led stuff is. This looks really good. And you see the rise of a really strong, powerful young woman. And I like that. I want my nieces to see this. This is the type of thing I want to see instead of spending, 2.5 hours saying, men are bad and women are so good and they could never do wrong. You don't want none of that. That's not how representation and inclusion should work. Should we check this trailer out? I think we should. But first I have to find the control. Here it is.
Close the gates!
Six of our northern cities have fallen in a coordinated attack. Their leader fights alongside a witch. Crush these murderers, Your Majesty.
Every family must contribute one man to fight.
Your war hero, you've already made many great sacrifices. My father cannot fight, so I will take his place. The northern invaders will kill her.
If I expose her, our own people will kill her. When we take the Imperial City, I will take revenge for my father.
What is your name, soldier?
Hua Jun, Commander. Son of Hua Zhou.
You will now take the oath of the warrior.
Lawyer.
Wait. Release!
You will die pretending to be something you're not. Yet here I stand, proof that there is a place for people like us.
A girl threatens our plans.
A warrior.
Mulan looks pretty good, right? Where's my control, man? Sorry about that. So is that it? Yes, that's all the trailers, and that's what I'm talking about, right? There doesn't seem to be as much as there used to be. There was a few there, but it wasn't. Look, the Super Bowl charges too much money. We know that, and that's why they've stopped. It used to be a really fun tradition, but I wouldn't say anything on there has got me whoa, but kind of interested and kind of excited. So Mulan, that Super Bowl trailer, actually quite extended, looked really good, really exciting. I just laughed when she goes like that with her hair. And people got the cheek to complain about the Birds of Prey fight sequence when you see something as cringy as that. But all in all, it looks like a great movie. I think there'll be young girls there saying, yeah, I want to be like Mulan. And I think that's what they're trying to do. But it's got to be a balance. We want to see females represented, males represented. We don't want one putting down the other to kind of jump on top. We'll see how that progresses with what Hollywood are doing with their inclusion and representation strategy. It's triggering a lot of people. It's also making some people happy. And this is how the cultural war goes on. And we hear the negativity and the positivity. But I'm looking forward to that film. So which film are you looking forward to? I want to know. Is it Sonic? Is it No Time to Die, the latest Bond film? Mulan, what do you think of Mulan? Sonic the Hedgehog, the brand new Despicable Me, whatever you want to call it, Minions movie, The Rise of Gru. What are you excited about? Comment down below, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you again soon. I really enjoyed this. Sorry it was a bit amateur, but that's the way I work. See you later.